Hi guys, karibuni to Stay Fit with Sculpt Army. I am Marian from Sculpt Army and
I am Freya from Freya Fitness, and I'm a fitness and a wellness coach. I'm so happy to be with you guys here today. And today we're going to be talking about
syncing your workouts with your menstrual cycles. That's a very interesting topic, right?
It is, and it is a very important topic, especially when it comes to women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is the other way around. Yeah, so this is one of the topics that we want to bring to awareness to a lot of people, especially women, because one of the things that they don't consider is their menstrual cycles does affect how well they do their workouts, their results, and how they feel overall, right?
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't know this information, you know, and I think that is the reason why we're here, so that we can bring these topics to you, so that you can work with your body and not against it.
Exactly.
Yes.
So tell me about yourself. How did you come to jump on or stumble on this topic?
So I've been working out for 10 years. This year, 2024, ending up will make it 10 years.
Nice.
But the reason why I always say I love fitness, because it's an evolving thing. It is a lifestyle. The more it's more like life. The more you're in it, you learn more things. You know, you learn about new topics like this. So for the last 9 years, I was just randomly working out. You know, I didn't know that I have to follow my cycle when I'm working out. But at some point I stumbled. It was like, I'm not getting results. Or some days, because most of the time I train with men in the gym because I love lifting weight. So you find other days you go to the gym and the guys are like, what is wrong with you today?
I know the points where you're feeling like a superwoman one day and the next you're like,
one day I'm with them, I'm like, let's go guys, let's put more weights, and they're like, oh, this is the one. And then the next day you go there and they're like, let's do it like yesterday, and you're like, oh, today, and oh my god, you're getting lazy. But I came to understand it's actually not me being lazy, because I was beating myself up. I was like, okay, why am I acting like this? Why do I go to the gym and I'm not giving it my all? Then I had to learn about my body. I had to know that as a woman, some days are not gonna be like other days. You know, I'm gonna have days where I'm gonna be high in energy, and some days I'm just gonna be low in energy. But maybe you can tell me about your story. How did it start?
So for me, I think it started, I mean, I've been working out for about 10 years as well. So I started with gym, just going to the gym during uni times, and then eventually that's how, you know, got into Sculpt Army, home workouts and all that, about 7 years ago with Sculpt. And then about 3 years ago, right after COVID, I think that's when nikaanza kufikiria more of just to be more specific, I was on a pill before, so you know, in a relationship, so I was on a pill before, and then I thought I was not feeling my best, some things were off and so on, so I started tracking my cycles to understand myself better, and I started using an app called Natural Cycle app. And that's when I started knowing more about myself, my femininity, myself as a woman, when I'm high, when I'm low, what's going on with me. And this is when I came to start, you know, when I was very in sync with myself. I think about a year ago, I started seeing some startups talking about this type of workout. So working out with your cycles. And that became very interesting for me. So I went deep diving into this. Researchers and so on and so forth, and it's really a very simple topic if you know about it, inakubadilishia how you take things, how you understand your ways of life, and how you just get your overall goals and so on.
And an additional point I would say there, if you're syncing your cycles, it will even make your normal life better, not just the fitness life better, because you know
that's very true.
The hormones, and we're going to talk about this in another topic because it's a whole lot of topic, but the hormones like really control our lives as women. Some days you're happy, and then the next day you're just a whole new person. But if you really know, like, okay, tomorrow I'll be entering my menstruation, you're already prepared. You're like, you know, I'm not gonna be phased because it's not me.
You just talked about a point there. You said about your menstruation. So let's go deeper into understanding the menstrual cycle. Tell us a little bit about that, and I'll jump into that.
Okay, so we have 4 phases of the cycle as women. And the first phase is your menstrual cycle. So your menstrual cycle, it happens in day 1 to day 5, or for other people it could go to day 7. You know, we are different. We have different bodies. Other people have 2 days of menstrual. Other people have 3 days. You know, these are the God's favorite. Yeah. But let's say it's just day 1 to day 5, and these are the days that you'll be low on energy. You know, it's like a rainy day. You know, you're on your periods. Your body is working extra hard. There is a thinning happening in your body. There's blood coming out of you, so there's a lot of iron being used. So in these days, like a rainy day, these days you're like low energy, you know.
True.
And then after day 1 to day 5, you come to another phase that is a follicular phase. That is day 6 to day 10. So this is the days right after your menstruation are done, and your energy is a little bit on the rise. You know, it's like a blooming flower. So you're like, you know, you're starting to come up after being on the rainy days, you know. And then what other phase are there?
So after this, from day 11 to day 18, you will be going into your ovulation phase. So this is what you call the hot girl summer. You are feeling your best. You are at the purest and the maximum of yourself. I'm telling you, in this phase, you could go for swimming and feel the sexiest ever, like you're looking so toned and ripped and everything.
You're glowing.
You're glowing as well, right? So after the ovulation phase, you'll go to the luteal phase. And this is when the energy starts dipping. You could just think about it as a cloudy day. So it's cloudy outside, things are slowing down, you're not feeling your best anymore, but you are still going through everything because your body is preparing you for the next phase, right? And that's happening exactly the next cycle, and that's happening. The luteal phase is happening from day 19 to day 28. Again, when we talk about the days, it's very much different from everybody. This is where we're going to give you some tips to know for yourself which phases, on how many days are you spending on each and every phase.
Yeah, so just to sum that up, there is 4 phases. So we have a menstruation phase, and then we have a follicular phase, and then we have an ovulation phase, and the luteal phase.
Exactly, that's perfect.
So there is one thing I wanted to touch on, okay?
Sure.
So lately there's been a lot of talking about femininity, you know, how to act as a woman, you know, how to, you know, to change your life from being more masculine, because they're saying like a lot of women are in their masculine energy, you know, but most people, and I think it's okay. I'm not trying to call anybody out or to say this is wrong. This is very right. They're more talking about, you know, fixing your hair and making your nails and the way you should walk and the way you should talk. And I really, really agree with that. All these things are very necessary. Look at us. The nails, we got the hair, the jewelry, because baby, we are subscribing in it. But what I'm trying to say is, if you are really trying to get in sync with your femininity, the first place you should start is in your body.
Yes, understanding yourself.
What is the most feminine thing than your cycle?
Right.
Because this is something that we have.
Women only talk.
Women only, you know. So if you really want to be in your femininity and to escape the masculinity energy, you have to learn how to work with your body. You have to learn that slowing down in some days doesn't mean that you are weak. It just means that you are a woman. You know, you are created like that. Some days you just have to take a rest.
Exactly.
You like being yourself, soft girl era. Some days you're like, today I'm not going to the gym, I'm just gonna go for a little walk, you know. It's okay. What can you add up on that?
I mean, I completely agree with that. So when you are in sync with yourself, you feel also more confident. Again, like, we're not going to talk about, you know, out of the scope, but just knowing yourself, knowing, for example, on this very day, I don't feel the best with tight clothes because I'm bloated on some way. I feel better with my cool baggages, sneakers and so on. That gives you also a better feel of yourself, because you are in charge of yourself. So being feminine means understanding who you are as a woman, as a lady, and so on.
And one thing I would add before we go from this, because we are going to talk about this for a whole day,
I know, right?
Is that you have to understand as a woman. So I will give an example. There is a moon and a sun. Okay, so let's say a sun is a man. It's always the same. Every day the sun is the same. But the moon, and the moon is ever changing. Some days it's full. Some days you're going to be in your focula. You're just going to be full. And then some days it's half. You know, we can say this is a menstrual days. You're half. You know, you're in there, you're out there, and some days you're not. The moon, sometimes you look up, it's not even there, non-existent.
Cloudy day.
That's the literal.
That's the cloudy day.
Yeah. So what I'm just trying to say is, you shouldn't walk out as a man. Who's the sun? It's always there. It's always static. You have to walk out very smart. I always tell my clients, you always have to work out smart. I mean, you're gonna work out hard, but again,
you have
work
to
out smart. So as a woman, I think if you're really trying to get in tune with your femininity, if you're really trying to get results that last and that are existent, you should really work with your cycle.
Can we say agreed? Now let's move on to the next question that everybody is having, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about the menstrual cycle and everything, and everybody's thinking, wait, what? How do I track this? How do I know this?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let's get into that. Okay. Do you want to give us some tips? I will throw in a few.
So the one person I personally use is Flow. There's an app called Flow, and you can actually pay for it, or you can use the free version of it. So I use Flow personally, and I don't pay. I'm not just gonna lie, I'm just using the the free version, you know, until they say I should pay, and then I'll shift. But I'm using Flow, and I think Flow is a very good.
I do use Flow actually.
Yeah,
so I did use Natural Cycle before, but now I switched to Flow because Natural Cycle is a bit more complicated. You have to check your basal temperatures and all that. So Flow is perfect. It's a free version, and it's not that complicated.
And I think the best way to do these things is to just choose the easy way. If you start making it hard, then now you can't stick around for too long. Just make it, But another way I also use is manually, and I think this is the way hata wazee wetu walikuwa wanatumia zamani to know kwamba leo naingia kwenye siku zangu za ovulation leo, you know, otherwise it would have been a problem. So just as a woman, you have to know how to use manually your calendar.
Even those who are abstaining, for example, they use that as a way to know, you know, this is not a good day or this is a good day to, you know, have sex and all that. For sex. And pregnancies and all that.
Oh yeah, exactly. So another way that you can use is manually. You can just know how the cycle works. You can just know how the cycle works, you know, and just follow the days manually. And you can actually sync manually and Flow, you know. Yeah, because Flow doesn't exactly tell you like you are in your follicular days today, or your menstruation. They tell you, but they also tell you when you're ovulating.
Yes.
Yes.
So one thing I think they also mention is the days.
The
days, day one, day two.
Yeah, exactly. So if you put Flow and you put manual, now you're
perfect.
Yeah. Exactly. What other ways do you suggest?
I would say listen to your body, because I don't know if you guys have noticed this. You have some days of the month where your cravings are over the roof. My God, when that chocolate passes by you, you're running after it like no one's business.
Why was I eating chocolate yesterday at night? I think it was, oh my God, I'm not even going to talk about it. Okay.
See, that's what I'm talking about. So if you think about it and you know some of these signs and symptoms, you're able to be alert. So for example, if you're feeling confident, your energy is high, your skin is glowing, you can easily say, hey, this is me in the ovulation phase. Or if you are craving salty foods, sweet foods, maybe then you could know, okay, this is the luteal phase. You know, this is where you want to snuggle in the blanket and just eat.
And everybody is annoying.
Exactly.
Everybody is annoying.
Absolutely.
They be annoying.
Everything and everybody. Right. So the other tip, I would say wearable. So for example, Fitbits. Apple Watch does that sometimes. I don't think all of them, but a few of them do it. The Oura Ring, I've never tried that. So I would say if you have the luxury of having some of the wearables, please just go for them. They will give you some more understanding of yourself. Not necessarily, again, if you can combine more things, that's much better than just using one method
one thing,
and sticking to it.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to what we are here for. So as you all had, we are from the fitness industry. So we all, what we did and what we do on a day-to-day basis and what we advocate is fitness. And not only fitness of, hey, look a certain way, be a certain way, but advocating it in a way of being fit as a lifestyle. So this is something that we are doing, and today we're going to use the information that Mitskia up above, everything you've learned from above, to use that to know what you're supposed to do during these phases in conjunction with exercises. Again, I want to put something to make something completely clear.
Please do.
We are telling you this information, not that okay, now I'm in my luteal phase, I'm just gonna snack around and just eat
and put on my Netflix.
I'm not gonna do anything. Exactly. No,
Yeah.
we're giving you this information so you know when you are doing your exercises how to actually handle yourself and know what to exactly do, because it will happen that day you're going to the gym, or you are not, you're not feeling like going to the gym, and you beat yourself up so much. Yet the solution for that would have been to just walk, take a walk for 5 minutes, go for a swim, or just get your jump rope and jump for like 5 minutes instead of the 20 minutes that you always do.
Yeah, and that is something you've said is very important. As a fitness and a wellness trainer, I always get this kind of backlash when I post, you could be posting something to educate somebody and they take it out of context. Somebody's like, oh, so I'm not supposed to work on my menstrual day. I knew it, I'm not saying that. We're not saying that
at all.
Fitness, we're in the fitness industry, and we understand the importance of working on your body every day if you can, but we also understand the importance of rest, because it's not just about the intensity, it's also about the rest. There's a saying in the fitness industry, they say that you get the gains on your rest days. So sometimes you don't have to beat yourself up and do a lot. Sometimes a small workout can go a long way, especially when you're in your days, when you're in the cycle where your body doesn't want stress. It's already stressing.
Exactly. There's so much research also around this topic on terms of resting, rest days, and also working out, and how much you could work out and push yourself so much, and how much you need to rest.
Exactly.
Having a balance and understanding this will help you better with your results, and it'll help you better be in sync with your body.
Yeah, so I am sure you guys get the point. We're not saying that you shouldn't go and work out, and this shouldn't be a limitation. Let's just take an example. You're in your menstrual days, but as we said, bodies are different. You're feeling your best, you feel like you can do it, go and do it. But if you're feeling the other way around, and it's almost always like that,
right? Because everybody's
different. So work out with your body and not against it. So let's go into the phases by phases exercises you can do in these days.
Okay, so I'll take on the menstrual phase. Okay, so the menstrual phase is what we call either recovery or light activity phase. Here we recommend people to take on exercises like yoga, because this is yoga is not lightweight for everybody, because some people have never done yoga.
But you can do something like a reformer or a beginner,
something very easy, very light, more on stretches, more on relaxing your muscles as well, and so on. You could do a light walk, really just walk around the block. If you're in Dar es Salaam, you can walk at the bridge, or find anywhere that you don't have a lot of people knocking you.
You can always walk.
Find a place to walk, and then you could also do some light things. So you could do maybe a jump rope for 5 minutes instead of doing for 15 minutes or 20 minutes that you've always been doing. So tell us, when you're in the follicular phase, what
and before I go there, I'm just gonna say Scout Army has the best jumping rope out there. Okay, I know she's not trying to toot her own horn, but I'm gonna do it for her.
Thank you.
So please go into the page and buy yourself some rope for the menstrual days. And the thing about rope, it can always come through. It's always come through. So I'm gonna go to the follicular phase. So this is the phase where you are already a little bit recovered. You're done with your menstruation, and the energies are starting to come up. Not so much, but at least now you're like in a good mood. And these are the days you can try a new challenge. These are the days you can do progressive overload. So maybe you were going to the gym, and maybe you're doing like maybe 10-second plank. These are the days you can try to go 20. These are the days, if there's a challenge you've seen online, you can go a squat challenge, or
try something new.
You can try something new. These are the days like that. But these are the days to also do resistance training. These are good days for resistance training, because you have a little bit energy in you. I think you should take advantage of that.
Exactly.
Yes. So tell us about the other one.
So let's go to ovulation phase. All right. So when we are in the ovulation phase, like I called it a hot girl summer, it's when we are feeling
you like that word
so much. I love that word. So it's that time where you're feeling your strongest. Okay. So when you're feeling your strongest, you can then do, if you're going to the gym, for example, lift heavy. Like you mentioned earlier that somebody can then start, you know, some weightlifting during the follicle phase because they're recovered and they're back. That means when you're in ovulation, you go harder. You go harder. If you're doing 10 kilos, push yourself to 20, because at this point, your body can take almost
anything. And you're excited. You're feeling confident. You know, you're looking at yourself. You're looking good. You're not bloated. You know, the tummy is down there.
This is the time to also push yourself if you're doing HIIT workouts. So if it's jump rope, you're jumping high intensity. If it's running, you're doing sprints. If it's whatever HIIT that you work, like CrossFit or whatever, this is the time you can actually take that on and do that.
And you know, Myron, can I say something? That it's actually, there's a lot of advantage to tracking your cycle and working with it, because imagine you knowing that in 2 days I have a chance to push myself in the gym limit, like, you know, like I haven't before, and then the next time you look at in 2 days I'm just rest. You know, it's actually a lot of advantage. I really suggest every woman, don't just sit here and watch this video and not go and do this. For 2025 you have to start changing things. You know, you have to start changing the trajectory of your life.
Understanding yourself.
Start understanding your life. Start understanding yourself and how to go for it. So I think this is a good challenge for 2025. As you're entering your 2025, I know femininity and all these things are part of your goals. Now this is just going to make it easier for you, you know?
Agreed.
Yeah, so we have another phase, which is the last one. That's the luteal phase. And in this phase, the energies are going back down. Your body is getting prepared for the menstrual phase, so the energies are a little bit low. So in this you can do Pilates, you know, slow Pilates, just at home, you know, nothing crazy. You can do some ab workouts, some stretches. You can add on some yoga on this phase, you know. Yes, just getting your body ready for the menstrual. But as we said, you can always jump rope. Rope comes through every time, so you can do like a slow jumping of rope, just a short session, you know. Yes, I think this is good. Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of the things already, especially under the whole menstrual cycle topic. So now we are just going to go through some extra, you know, some extra tips for you.
This is your new year present.
Exactly, your new year present. All right, so maybe we can go through the nutrition. All right, so when you're in different phases, you have to just keep in mind on the different foods that you're eating. We will not deep dive into this. We'll probably touch upon this more during the hormones topic, because you can go deeper into that, what your body is going through, understanding that better. But during this, you should know what foods you should eat. For example, if you're in your menstrual cycle, think about doing iron foods, right? Think about having things like spinach, some beans and stuff like that, because your body is losing some things and you need to replenish yourself, right? What other tips can
I think another tips I can say, and this is like a everyday tip, but again, it's very important to like be very mindful of hydration. Cheers.
Drink your water. Drink your water,
because as I said, you're in your menstruation, your body is losing blood. It means it's also losing water. Your levels are low. So always make sure that when you're in your cycles, you know, like there's a cycle that you'll need to drink more water than in another.
True.
So always hydration is key in any day of your life. Hydration is key, but you have to know the days that your body really needs you to hydrate more than the others. And then another thing I would touch up on is rest.
Yes.
You know, and this is what we were just saying the whole time, but I'm just going to touch up on it. It is okay to rest, even if maybe you're in your menstruation day. Let's say it's the first day and you have cramps going on. You know, you shouldn't be like, oh, now I'm slowing down on my New Year's resolution. It is okay to rest. But also another thing is always make sure, I always tell my clients, there are things that go together with your fitness journey, like nutrition. You cannot exercise a bad diet. You cannot say that you exercise and then you sleep for 2 hours and you're going to get results. You know, so you always have to make sure that you get more rest as your cycle needs. You know, there are some days you're gonna need more rest than other days. You know, there are some days your energy levels are up. You know, you can afford to like have less rest than the other days. What else?
So I think this is the last tip. All right, so the last tip is your body is going to look different through your menstrual cycle.
Yes.
I think every woman can advocate for this
Yeah.
and can mention this in their own way. So for example, in some phases you are completely bloated,
Yeah.
you are not looking your best, your muscles are almost non-existent,
Yeah.
your face is puffy.
I know.
This is the time where people will be coming through and telling you, oh my God, you've gained weight.
I know.
And
And
this
you're
is-
like, oh my God, is it not working?
and
Should
you
I
are
still
working out already the whole
Exactly,
month, right?
exactly.
So keep in mind that your body is always going to change. You're going to have days where you're looking the best. You're going
Yeah.
to have days where you're looking really bloated
Yeah.
or fat or whatever people would call it.
Yeah.
And then you'll have days where you're looking so nice. Your muscles are visible.
the hot girl summer.
Right, the hot girl
The
summer.
hot girl summer days.
Exactly. So your tummy is all flat and all
Those are the
that.
days to be outside.
Exactly. Put on your best clothes, go for swimming. I don't know. Spend the day at the beach,
know.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's the days. Try to plan your vacations around those days as well. Huh?
Girl.
Just saying. So that is it from us today.
Yes.
So how do we conclude this?
What I'm gonna say is this information that we have given you here, it is gold, like literally gold.
Yes.
It is a life changer as a woman, and you know, as a fitness trainer who deals with women directly, I always say we need people who understands us. You know,
Exactly.
I'm not saying you should not have a male trainer, but there are things that we know.
Actually, when you touch upon this reminds me on the topic on how we got to this place.
Oh
Because
yeah.
you mentioned something to do with getting a trainer and having someone to train you, and
Yeah.
I was like, girl, it just doesn't work all the time.
Exactly.
Because if you have, let's say, a male trainer,
male trainer.
who doesn't understand
They
what
don't
you're
understand.
going
You know,
through,
you're on your menstruation day, and he's like, you have to keep going. Do 5 more. They don't get it, you know, and
Right.
you can't even tell them because you're shy. You can't even tell them I'm on my period.
Yeah.
So sometimes these talks are very important, and this is the important part about having women in
as
the
a
fitness
trainer.
industry, you know, so that they can teach you about these things. They can open your eyes about these things. So
and that's why you need to have her as your trainer.
oh, okay, now you're tooting my horn.
Exactly.
Anyway, we are going to be back with another episode.
Yes, we're going to be talking. The next one will be hormones, but we have a lot of episodes
Yeah.
lined up. These are going to be tips that will help everybody know what to do and how to add them to your fitness journey.
I know.
On top of, if you go to our pages, so if
Yeah.
you go to Sculpt
Exactly,
Army,
yeah.
and if you go to
Freya
Freya
Fitness,
Fitness
yeah.
page as well,
There's a
you're
lot of
able-
tips.
Exactly. You're
There's a
also
lot of
able to
tips.
see workouts, how to do some workouts.
Yeah.
For us, we are talking about always home workouts because you know Sculpt Army is all about home workouts, and we don't want to be saying you should have a reason not to work out. I
Yeah.
cannot get to the gym.
Exactly.
Kuna jams, kuna
kuna
nini,
nini,
mvua. No.
Vitu hivyo.
Vitu hivyo. But you have everything beba kwenye your backpack, kwenye
Yeah.
your small mfuko, they all fit in, and you can actually work out from anywhere. Even you was going on
anywhere.
vacation, make sure you carry your gears.
Why are you giving up my secrets?
Yeah, carry your gears.
Okay,
with
we
you.
really have to go, guys. We really have to go.
Thank you
But
for
this
your
was
time.
good, and I hope this helps you so much because it is going to change your life if you really like track your cycle and work with your body and not against it.
Completely
This was
agreed.
Freya Fitness, and
Marion from Sculpt Army.
bye.
Bye.